Good afternoon. My name is Bryant, B-R-Y-A-N-T, Bull, B-U-L-L, and I'm a Millard Education Association member and a high school teacher at Millard West High School in Omaha. I'd like to thank the committee members for the opportunity to testify today in support of LB440. My reasons for supporting this bill are very personal, so I'd like to briefly share my story with all of you. In March of 2011, after an extended illness, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. My health deteriorated while my treatments were getting started, and I ended up losing about 40 pounds and being hospitalized with complications in April. My recovery kept me out of work for the last 10 weeks of the 2011 school year. Since teachers in my district are allowed to bank unused sick leave, I had built up several days from prior years, but my illness and recovery caused me to use all of my accumulated leave that spring. I'd been saving up that leave for a very, very important reason, as my wife and I were expecting the birth of our daughter, Matilda, that September. Nebraska teachers do not have maternity or paternity leave, so we must use our sick leave if we want to stay home to care for newborn children. My plan was to use my bank of leave to spend some extended time with our daughter, but I used it all during my health scare that spring. My ongoing treatments took me out of school several times during the 2011-2012 school year, so I ended up with only 5 days of leave that I could use to stay home with Matilda, despite planning on spending a few weeks with her initially. If I wanted to spend more time with her, I would have needed to start using unpaid leave. But between outstanding medical bills, which were a major issue due to the astronomical expense of my treatments, our mortgage, a car payment, and the expense of childbirth, we simply couldn't afford for me to take unpaid leave, so I spent a single week with my daughter. To this day, I've not recovered from the despair and depression that I felt going back to work that week. I missed out on some of the most important days of my child's life, and I could do nothing about it. If LB440 had been law back then, it would have changed the entire situation, and I never would have been forced to make an impossible decision. I know there are many Nebraska educators who this approved bill would assist, so I'm here today in hopes that my testimony will aid in advancing this bill so others won't be forced to choose between family and financial stability. This bill would help a parent hoping to care for a newborn or sick child. It would help someone whose elderly parent needs care. It would help during unforeseen crises, during which the last thing a person wants to worry about is whether he or she can afford to miss work. These situations are not occasions to focus on financial planning. They are life-altering moments that require the full attention to the human needs at hand. And this bill empowers us to take care of ourselves. We educators, with the help of our local districts, will be the primary source of funding, so it would not put a burden on taxpayers. I give my full support to LB440, so please consider advancing this bill to the full legislative body and help Nebraska educators like me be able to care for our families as much as we care about providing the best education that's possible for future generations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Bull? If not, appreciate your testimony.